Hello, homies, and welcome back to day 5 of Homeopathy Awareness Week. The 1 week in the year where we take the time to celebrate the founder of homeopathy, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, who was born on the 10th of April, 1755 in Meissen, Germany. For the 3rd year running, the Homeopathy Hangout podcast is releasing daily episodes all week where we share testimonials on homeopathy from our listeners around the world. I want to take this time to thank you with all my heart to the brave people who shared their stories. Believe me, I know how nerve-wracking it can sometimes be to record yourself, so I want you to know that I honor and appreciate each and every one of you who was so brave to share your testimonial. You're also welcome to listen back on our Homeopathy Awareness Week testimonials from 2023 and 2024. Just listen back to the episodes around the 180s and also around the 280s. These are great episodes to forward to your family and friends or anyone else who may need a bit of convincing of the healing powers of homeopathy or simply to celebrate the magical healing art of homeopathy. Thanks so much for listening.
Hi, I'm Lynn from the Sunshine Coast, Queensland, Australia, and homeopathy is relatively new to me, but it has certainly opened up my world and changed my life. I have a 2-year-old daughter and she's teething, has these meltdowns, and homeopathy has really, really helped with that. I was just blown away. I could not believe how within 2 minutes I have this child who is screaming, I can't console, can't look at her, can't touch her, nothing will help her. Some chamomilla, and within 2 minutes, and she's sitting quietly and like nothing has happened, just completely different girl. It's incredible. More people should know about this. I don't understand why people don't know about this, why this is not mainstream, why people don't know about it. It's just crazy. I'm feeling really passionate about it and probably going to start studying and become a homeopath myself. So, yeah, definitely changed my life.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to share my latest win with homeopathy. We've been using it for the last 2 years, and it's really been a game changer for our family. We have not been back to see a GP for any ailments, any niggles, any colds, anything like that, including COVID. Just pushed through everything using homeopathy. My latest win was last week. I cut the corner of my toenail too short, and on the Tuesday afternoon, I could see it's becoming an ingrown toenail with painful tenderness to touch, and by that night, it was really throbbing and very red in the corner. So I jumped on Eugenie's Facebook group and found that silica and belladonna was the recommended remedies. So I started using both, alternating between the two. And by the 3rd dose of the belladonna, the throbbing was very, very much reduced. So I could go to bed and have a proper sleep that night. Continued using it the Wednesday, but I could see through the day it was really getting better. And when I touched it, it wasn't as sore anymore. And by Wednesday evening, most of the tenderness, most of the pain was gone. So yeah, Thursday morning when I got up, my toe was back to normal. So homeopathy really, really was a big win for me. In the past, I would walk around with it for a whole week. Even had to go to the doctor to help with the pain and the inflammation and so on. So yeah, big win for me this week.
Hi, my name is Angela, and I'm in Houston, Texas. My stories are about a seizure case that we contacted homeopathy247.com when my daughter woke me up in the middle of the night, and she was having this kind of repetitive tick in her face, and she wasn't responding, eyes open, drooling, and I just couldn't get her to snap out of whatever it was. No history of seizures or anything. We contacted Homeopathy 24/7, and it was like 10 o'clock at night. So we got connected with a homeopath in California. We're in Texas, like I said, and she was able to coach us through the whole thing. It lasted 40 minutes, so it was pretty intense. But she did an amazing job. We asked, if she had familiarity with it, and she said yes, she's seen this before, so that's a huge help. So those homeopaths are really just very experienced, and she guided us through the whole thing and gave us the remedies afterwards to administer. She gave us the symptoms to, provide to our pediatrician afterward to just do the follow-up. She said these were of note. And then since then, we've had the different remedies on hand so that when it did happen again, we were able to administer the remedies, and it lasted for only 5 minutes. So a lot improved. So that's an amazing outcome for us. So grateful for Homeopathy 24/7. I think I might have shared this last time as well, but I had a case where I was in West Africa and, as isolated as you can be. And I had what I thought was malaria. I think it ended up being food poisoning, but I, again, used Homeopathy 24/7, got connected with a different homeopath, and she was from India. And so she also had familiarity with malaria and was like, yeah, those sound like the symptoms, and here are the remedies that you would take. And she was able to work with me with the remedies that I had on hand. And then she was able to follow up with me as well when I got back to the States. So that was amazing. And then finally, I have had this relief, which has been amazing, a chronic neck pain issue. So the source of it, I'm not sure. There's probably 3 different sources. But regardless, the homeopath I worked with was from the Cosmic Homeopathy group. And based on the symptoms I gave her, she recommended a remedy in mega potency, and that seems to have, knock on wood, finally resolved this 20-year-long neck pain that I had, tried everything for. I tried to remove my wisdom teeth. I changed my diet. I did craniosacral therapy. I did chiropractics. I did myofascial release. I mean, I've done so many things, but finally, and I've done a lot of different other homeopathic remedies with different homeopaths. So finally, it feels like this one remedy recommended by the homeopath was what did it. So just really grateful for homeopathy and what it continues to do for our family. Oh, actually, the last one I will say, is I'll give a shout out to Dr. Varsha Khurana. So she's also the one who helped me with the malaria case from Homeopathy 24/7. And so I went with her to help my daughter, my 6-year-old daughter, who was having these bouts of like really terrible spewing of mean words, right? So it would mostly be triggered like if she was tired or after she watched a screen, she would say like, oh, you're stupid and I hate you and, you don't love me and all these like really terrible things that were uncharacteristic of her. And so I was like, just what is going on here? And we got with Dr. Varsha. She took the whole case and like within 2 or 3 days, it was completely gone. And like our little angel was back. And just amazing how quick a turnaround that was. Because we endured that for months, and it was like, why do we take so long to just get with the homeopath and get these things resolved? And it is because sometimes, it doesn't quite, the homeopath doesn't quite get it. But in this case, it was just immediate. So thank you to Dr. Varsha. I'll give her that shout out to help with that. She works with women and children. So I think she has a lot of experience in that area. But that's it. We love homeopathy.
Hi there, Eugenie. This is Sheena Rice. And this recording, I guess, is for the Homeopathy Awareness Week, which I wanted to participate in because I just want everybody to love homeopathy, use homeopathy. So let's see. I started my homeopathy journey about a decade ago. I was looking for a way to care for my family because I found that, even the best food and the cleanest lifestyle wasn't enough. This became quite clear to me when my daughter got a bug bite and her eye swelled closed. And then probably 2 weeks later, she smashed her finger in a door. It was really bad. And I realized that the universe was telling me, hey, bone broth is great, but it's not going to fix everything. So at that point, I set out to find a new set of tools, if you will, for my mommy toolbox. And I discovered homeopathy. And honestly, I just couldn't believe that something so life-changing and amazing existed and that I didn't know about it and that not that many people know about it. And from there, it became my obsession and then my profession. I continue to see jaw-dropping healing happen every week practically in my practice. And I even see, home prescribers doing incredible things with homeopathic remedies. So I just want everybody to use it. One of the remedies and things that I'd like to share is Thuja, because I have had not that many, but a few autistic children, and the results using a remedy like Thuja, which is well known for vaccinosis, are just astounding. And it's, $10 for a bottle of Thuja 30C here in the States. And I would just love for every parent who has an autistic child, and if that autism was possibly caused by vaccines, to give it a try. They don't need to hire somebody like me. They could at least try that. And then, if they can, hire a professional homeopath. But honestly, it's worth a try. So that's kind of one of my soapboxes these days, is to get everybody to try Thuja, because I've seen just amazing results with that. And let's see, the other remedy that I absolutely am obsessed with right now is lac humana, because I see this remedy deepening the relationships between moms and children. And even, back to autism, these parents, they've been struggling with their kids for a while, and it can be hard. And if the mom maybe gets some lac humana, that might, reinvigorate her and help her really be there with her child. And she may have gone to a point where she's struggling with that. But even other mother-daughter relationships, things that have been passed down through the generations, that remedy is just amazing for bringing people just a really great sense of being nurtured. And I just love it. And I guess that's all for me for now. And if you're listening to this and you haven't tried homeopathy, just try it. There's no downside, and the upside is incredible. Just absolutely amazing, miraculous.
Hello, this is Barbara Hanashova, homeopath from London, UK. Hi, Eugenie. Thank you so much for this incredible project, as well as for everything else that you're doing to introduce homeopathy to as many people as possible worldwide. I love your podcasts and I enjoy being in your group. So thank you so much for all that. I was introduced to homeopathy in a very traditional way as a mom over 20 years ago when I was expecting my first daughter. She's turning 23 this year. The midwife that was leading the antenatal class for us introduced us to many things, natural things that can help us during pregnancy, birth, and for the postnatal healing, including herbs, aromatherapy, and also homeopathy. And then when my daughter was born, in my country, a part of GP, we also have like a family pediatrician for our children. So we were really lucky that our pediatrician at that time was also a homeopath. So anytime we needed something or the kids were unwell or something, she would give us a choice whether we want the conventional medication or homeopathic pills. So we managed to treat everything with homeopathy. We never needed any conventional antibiotics or anything. Or actually, my younger daughter needed antibiotics once for teeth infection when she was a bit older. But that's about it. However, at the same time as homeopathy, I was mesmerized by the world of midwifery. So I decided to train as a midwife. I was a nurse before. So I did another training to become a midwife. And that's been my life for the past 20 years. But homeopathy has always been with me. For myself, it helped me incredibly when I was working on reversing my hypothyroidism. It served our family with any ailments, any problems we had. And also professionally, helping the women that I've been working with, giving them advice on what they can or cannot use. I trained over the years also in herbalism and aromatherapy for the same purpose, to be able to support the women that I've been working with as much as I can, so that, I give them as much advice as possible to kind of keep them healthy, their families, their babies, and try to avoid unnecessary medication where possible. And homeopathy has never stopped amazing me and fascinating me. I never stopped being in awe of what these little sugary pills can do, really. So it's just incredible. And I feel really honored that I had the opportunity to train as a homeopath as well, and that I can now use this to help other people to get better. I work mostly with children and women, and it's just incredible. So you guys out there, if you're listening, give it a go. You have nothing to lose. Homeopathy doesn't have any side effects. It's not going to make you sicker. And if you feel that it hasn't worked for you, you can always go to your GP and get mainstream medication. But if you don't try, you don't know. So go for it. All the best. Bye.
Hello, I hope I'm not too late. So my name's Helen Morris. I did a testimonial last year and the year before, so I'll do a bit of an update this year. Last year, I was at the start of year 2 studying with the School of Homeopathy. And this year, I'm still partway through year 2. I've got another 2 units to do. That's because I also started studying some other courses. So I'm qualified now in somatic reclamation, somatic mapping, trauma to essence, and I completed my pathology and disease training. But yes, still determined to become a homeopath, but it's taking a little longer than planned. My update though this year is about myself and homeopathy, because prior to studying homeopathy, I hadn't actually been to see a homeopath. But this year I finally booked in with a homeopath for the first time, because I really wanted to come off contraception and have my coil removed. But I was quite nervous about doing that because I'd had such terrible periods and I didn't know how I'd manage. So I booked in with a homeopath and had some support with that and contraceptive detox. And I'm really pleased to say that, yeah, had the coil removed and my periods have been completely different. They were kind of 7 days, extremely painful. I'd be in bed the first 2 days in agony, not able to move. And since the homeopathy, they're about 3 days, really light, no pain. I can carry on as normal. I can run, I can exercise, I can do everything. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. And the other thing is, yeah, since having the coil out, I do feel like I've been able to kind of get in touch with my intuition, my creativity, and with being a woman. So yeah, I'm really pleased. I'm 46, so I haven't got long potentially before I don't have periods. So I'm really pleased that I have been able to make peace with my periods before menopause. So huge thanks to the homeopath who supported me with that, and huge thanks to you, Eugenie, for bringing and sharing homeopathy through the world. So yeah, really grateful for that. And hopefully I will be a bit further along with my studies by next year. Thank you. Bye.